Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays leading the Yankees 2-1. Here with Blue Jays manager John Schneider. John, Vlad Guerrero, 3 home runs in 3 games after a difficult September. What is going on?
I mean, this is what Vladdy can do, when he's locked in. He's taking some really good swings. I think he's swinging at good pitches too. I've seen him hit for a while, and when he gets pretty locked in, he's pretty good.
What is it about him and the Yankees and Yankee Stadium?
Not sure. I think it's one of those places where he's comfortable, sees the ball well, and I think once you kind of have some success, it can carry over, game after game or series after series. But I mean, he's in a really good spot right now.
Shane Bieber, obviously the error in the first inning hurt him, but what are you seeing so far?
Man, I think he's throwing the ball well. Kind of looking for his curveball and slider and changeup, really, the secondary stuff to be where it is. Can't give this team extra outs, you know what I mean? And, I thought he did a good job of kind of navigating that, and that inning right there was really good with the secondary stuff.
John, thanks a lot. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, as Davis Schneider rips one down the left field line into the corner, and he's got a leadoff double. So Snyder's been on both times, and the Blue Jays in business here in the third against Rodon.
That one hung, and to a hitter who carries his hands over the plate, and he gets extended. Changeup that cuts. Changeups are supposed to fade away from right-handed hitters, and that one came over the middle of the plate.
He said, oh boy.
Well, they're not going to let Mr. Guerrero hit.
They put him on after his 17th career home run at Yankee Stadium. We take a look at the player profile sponsored by Liberty Mutual. I think they just handed this graphic to Aaron Boone, and he said, put him on. He's been the best hitter at Yankee Stadium the last 5 years.
Well, it's the only play, really. You got a catcher who can hit, but also doesn't run very well. And you get a little off-speed pitch on the outside part of the plate, and you got a ground ball recipe for a double play. But you got to make the pitch.
Got a chase. Strike one. Now, both times the Yankees have erased a 2-0 deficit in the division series. A dazzling starting pitching performance has led the way. 2001 division series, Mike Mussina in Oakland down 2-0, 7 scoreless in a 1-0 win. And then in 2017 against Cleveland, it was Tanaka firing 7 scoreless in another 1-0 win.
They want Jazz to move over more because that's the place he can go to the second base.
Ball.
I was watching the dugout, and they're trying to get his attention because he's playing up the middle. And when we talked about the ability that Kirk has to use all parts of the field, especially that huge gap, and they're trying to get Jazz to move over.
He's saying no, and now he'll relent. Line drive the other way. Judge is there. Kirk retired, 1 gone in the third.
Well, he tried to do it, and he hit a missile to Aaron Judge.
And it brings up Dalton Varsho, who struck out his first time. 6 out of 9 in this postseason. And you may be saying, where'd this come from? But when he was on the field this year, he was as powerful as anybody. Missed a lot of the season. He had shoulder surgery in the offseason, so didn't debut until a month in. And then he injured his hamstring and missed 2 months. But the only guy that had a higher slugging percentage than Dalton Varsho was Aaron Judge.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he said that he's always trying to hit a ball back up the middle to the pitcher. He's not trying to hit home runs, but the philosophy makes sense. You get it out front, you get your home runs.
20 of them in 71 games this season. The guy who John Schneider was telling us is one of the leaders down there, one of the guys that clubhouse loves. He's got Schneider at second, Guerrero at first as this 1-1 from Rodon comes home. And Varsho cracks it in the air to center field. Here comes Grisham. It will be a sliding try from Bellinger, but he couldn't catch it. Schneider's headed for the plate. Chisholm throws late, and he scores with a dive. No blink from the Blue Jays. Through to second, trying to get Guerrero forced. It was late, Everybody's safe, and it's 3-1.
Well, this is an incredible effort by Bellinger. He covered so much ground and just overreaches, catches the heel. And then right here, once he gets to third, he just keeps going. And Jazz thinks there's no way he's going home and really never took a look. And it was too late once he got the ball in.
Blue Jays lead the majors and taking extra bases. Schneider takes one. 3-1 here in the third. And now Ernie Clement. Man, is he aggressive.
He is. The one thing in this game, and I know it happens, right? There's human error and there's human play in the game. You can't assume anything. It's the one time of the year that you cannot assume anything's going to go the way you think. Regular season, maybe you get away with it. The postseason, as you know, and we've seen, everything gets magnified, right and wrong. And the Yankees are a much different team than they were last year. This is, some games plagued them with some some defensive lapses, but that for the most part has not been the case.
I think that's one of the frustrating things for Yankees fans to watch here in this division series, is that it was looking so good down the stretch. All the things that had bugged them in the past seem to be pointing in the right direction. Perhaps though some fool's gold in what they did down the stretch, taking a look at the teams that they played, all below 500 teams, as they won 11 of the last 12 games to finish in the tie and inspire a lot of confidence that they were going to be much different, ready to make a deep run. It's a high fly ball off of the bat of Clement into the left field corner for Bellinger. Does he have room? Not quite.
Well, Jazz thinks under no circumstances could he be going, right? And that's the assumption part. And more times than not, he'd probably be right. Well, watch when he gets the ball. Okay, there's no thinking at all. Like, what, he's going? And by that time, it's too late. And so he's shocked because he's like, how could you go on a ball that's being dove for, right? So he's shocked, but it's again, it's a part of the game. You can't get yourself in that position.
Ground ball through the left side and a base hit, and Guerrero's going to charge for the plate. Bellinger's throw is not in time. Guerrero slides in ahead of the tag. 4-1 Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays are playing aggressive. They're playing confident. I think McMahon moves over to the left side of third base right when this pitch was made. That's the difference. And look at Guerrero. The difference is last year, I don't think he scores on this play. He's in much better shape. And Bellinger puts this throw right on the money.
Ernie Clement 5 out of his last 6, and he's knocked in 5. Contributions all over the place again for the Blue Jays. Vlad playing with joy. Dalton Varsho was talking about Vlad Guerrero Jr., what he's looked like these first couple games, and he said, you know what, when Vlad is feeling right, he's like a kid out in the backyard that just loves baseball. That is what Vlad has looked like through this series.
I'm telling you, I think the pitch selection caused McMahon to move just a fraction towards the line, anticipating a ball pulled. And that little movement to what I thought I saw was the difference between him diving and catching and keeping it in front of him. So the little things right now, everything going Toronto's way in this series.
And you see Fernando Cruz has started to warm as the infield comes in here. And Santander comes up trying to break it open. There's another 2-strike hit for the Blue Jays.
Watch this. See how he moves over right there? That's the difference. Yeah. He was in a good spot, but that's based on the pitch selection. And I'm telling you, I had to look twice to see if that was Guerrero running home because he was flying.
And there was no doubt that he was going to go. Ball and a strike on Santander. I just feel like 2 massive runs sitting out there at second and third. The Yankees offense has not shown much. 3-run deficit already feels large.
Woo! That was the pitch. Santander is trying to get the ball in the air, of course, right? Infield in. He wants a pitch that he can get lifted. This was it. Maybe just changeup fooled him. It was supposed to fade away. And again, another one just catching the middle of the plate. You can tell that release point is off just a hair.
Rodon, one of the top strikeout guys in the league, could use one right here. His 1-2 is chop foul. Starting to say there's another 2-strike hit from Clement. The league average with 2 strikes this year is 170. The Blue Jays in this series are hitting 325 with 2 strikes.
Well, as a team, I mean, they're heading towards a record team batting average. I know only three games, but man. First of all, for Vladimir Guerrero, he gets a great jump and he makes a good turn. No movement that takes him away from the bag. And then
a dive.
That
Superman.
That is how you do it.
He is Superman. Varsho at third, Clement at second. Another 1-2 from Carlos Rodon to Anthony Santander. The Yankees starting pitching that was so good in the wild card round. They have not had a guy get an out in the 4th inning. There were questions about Luis Gil game 1, but you felt so good about Max Fried going into game 2. He's tagged for 7 runs, fails to get an out in the 4th. And now Rodon is up against it. Santander sends one down the right field line. And foul. This will be the 8th pitch coming up to Santander. Trying to add his imprint to this Blue Jays offense. That's past first and into right. Varsho's in. Here comes Clement. Throw goes into second. It is 6-1 Toronto. It's another 2-strike hit. It's Anthony Santander going the other way. And it's Aaron Boone going to the bullpen with 1 out in the 3rd.
This is a bullet.
It's gone from oh Canada to oh boy
to oh no.
And New York looking like they're sitting on thin ice as these Blue Jays have kept on trucking. 6-1 in game 3 as they look for the sweep. And Cody Bellinger is all Yankees right now. Carlos Rodon leaves the mound, as did Gil, as did Max Fried before getting an out in the 4th inning. It is 6-1 Blue Jays, and the bullpen goes to work already. Cruz is on to face the pinch hitter. Addison Barger up there pinch hitting for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Well, twice the Yankees in their history have come back from down 2-0. We mentioned that in a best-of-5 series. One of those 2001 in Oakland. And I asked Derek Jeter how they were able to do that. And he said you focus on one pitch at a time, one game at a time. They were so good at doing that already. A team that had won all those championships leading up to that. He said it was unspoken. They just knew if they did what they always do, they'd have a shot. And they put the pressure on the A's right away. They won that 3rd game 1-0. Had the edge from there, blew them out in game 4. And the other thing Derek said was watch out for the crowd, because they're going to have the crowd behind them at the start of game 3 trying to push them forward. But that's going to be a sensitive thing. You're going to lose the crowd, and it could snowball on you if you don't start fast. Not only have they not started fast, they've gotten blitzed just like they did in the 2 games in Toronto.
Yeah, and it's the simple things. Again, you know, not taking anything for granted. Literally, the game is easier when you do one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time, one pitch at, you know, but it takes mentally longer to do. And so I used to never like this statement that I hear a lot of players say when they were down and the brink of elimination. Oh, we got nothing to lose. The pressure's on them. You know, yeah, you have everything to lose. No, it's harder when you're in elimination. Or you hear people say, we'll win when we have to. Well, then if that's the case, you wouldn't have been down 2-0.
Dodgers down on strikes, 2 away.
But there's no bigger place for success and failure than New York. I mean, it's magnified, and these guys have been having a lot of pressure on them the last couple of years. They get to the World Series last year. High expectations when they started off the year dominating most of the year, and then they fell back into a real big funk and then chased all the way back to, the Blue Jays. And here they are trying to fight for their playoff lives.
Andres Gimenez takes upstairs for a ball. Gimenez, who's hit by pitch his first time on this 1-0, cracks it on the ground to second. Jazz Chisholm's got it, and that's the inning. But the Blue Jays scored 4 more times, and Chase Cardoso down from this game. Vladimir Guerrero has looked like Superman at the plate. Now he's diving like him. It's all Toronto. 6-1, middle 3.